Hi everyone, I am here today with Ben Parker from Parker B Associates, he is a tech consultant, a tech recruiter, and given that we are looking at the job market and thinking about career shift this week, I thought it would be a really good idea to get someone in that knows what they're talking about and to ask them some questions. So welcome, Ben. Thanks for joining us.
Afternoon.
So I guess, do you want to give you a quick intro to you and what you do and kind of who you work with and that sort of thing, just so people know a little bit about you?
Yeah, so I've been in the recruitment business probably, it's come up to 10 years now. So I've worked for like a big, large company dealing with like a lot of big clients. I've always had the dream to start my own business. I started doing business, so focused on technology. I tried to study at university, but I failed the programming side. So I changed courses, and just running a business has always been my dream. So then I've sort of obviously mirrored it out with technology because I can understand what I'm talking about. Or I try to. So starting a business and then dealing with like a mixture of different clients. It could be sort of, like, I guess most people know, like Moonpig, could deal with them, or other like insurance clients, financial services, retail, selection. Obviously solving businesses' hiring needs and challenges.
So taking your passion for technology, but kind of adapting it to, okay, how can I help things? How can I help people shift around? And how can I help?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I just obviously got that, but I'm not saying I'm an expert in technology because it's so broad. But I've got the foundations, the understanding, and hopefully know what I'm talking about sometimes.
And the ability to listen as well.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the most important skills, listening.
Yeah, and taking that time out to understand what are the real needs rather than kind of trying to jump in and solve it with something.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we kind of met. I'll just give everyone a bit of a background. So I joined your tech leaders group, which is a cool group, which is kind of sharing again along these lines, but much you've got more knowledge of what's going on in recruitment and people kind of coming in there. Yeah. So I joined that group, and I've done a video interview with you, and that was really good fun. I just thought, this fits really well, so let's get you back in and share as well. So.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think like groups definitely help. Like you say, learn. Everyone wants to learn. I think when you stagnate, that's when you stop learning, and that's why I think a lot of people, when they stop learning their jobs, that's why people move. Or one of the reasons, obviously, there's other reasons like don't like your boss or something like that. But I think it's definitely like it's great sort of platform to learn with obviously people that obviously in the same sort of situation as yourself.
Yeah, and finding kind of that next challenge and what's going to take you to the next level and stuff. So I've got a couple of questions to go through, as you know, but I'm also going to put it out there. I don't. If anyone is watching and wants to ask a question, whether it's live or on replay, then please do, because I will. If we're on replay, then I'll make sure that Ben sees the question. We'll get back to you with an answer. But please do ask away, and we will pick them up.
And also, sorry, mate. Also, if anyone wants any questions offline, just I'm happy. You can share my email address or my LinkedIn. I'm happy to have a chat or provide any advice if people don't speak online.
Thanks, Ben. And Ben, as you can tell, is really approachable and really easy to chat to. So, I don't know about. So I've always found the idea of a recruiter kind of quite scary, and I guess it's that unknown. But you're a person, and you're wanting to help kind of companies to move to get the right people, and you want the right people to move into the company. So it's kind of, you are a real person, not a scary person.
I would say I'm not your sort of, I guess, your traditional sort of recruitment, like sales person. I'm not really salesy. I'm more solving, and it's more solution based sort of.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've heard stories where people like push people into jobs. It's just not way. It's just, you're going to ruin your relationships, even with your client and also that person. So I'd rather build up long-standing relationships.
Yeah, that's so important. So let's just get stuck into some of the questions I had. So first of all, so I get a sense that things are starting to shift in the tech job market at the moment, but it'd be interesting to hear from you what's going on.
Yeah, no, definitely things are on the up again, which is thank God. I mean, last summer I was bricking it, yeah, I'll be honest. But it did help. I was in Tenerife, so that made up for it. But yeah, no, the market is getting a lot more busier, especially, I mean, within sort of software engineering, data analytics, which we specialise in, but we also do other technology areas. I think the figures last year is, I think 71% of businesses either sort of re-engineered or changed their product, re-engineered their product or service. So with that change, it's going to create more work and it's going to bring more jobs. So I think that's probably why it's sort of been like a domino effect now. It's starting to see a lot more coming along. Also, like within the security field, obviously everyone's remote working now, so that's bringing up a lot more security issues. So we're getting a lot more like jobs, especially around like the security side. I mean, even sort of like not your traditional like software developer roles, but software development with security. Just had one in Germany as well, like product manager with security, like the focus. So there's a lot more happening. Yeah, so we focus on the UK and Germany. Germany's getting there. It's probably not. I think maybe down to the vaccine. Like UK's, everyone's really impressed with the UK because they're so far ahead of the rolling out the vaccine. So maybe that's why the UK market is picking up quicker than others.
Yeah, so people are a little bit more comfortable about kind of where they are, seeing that that things could get back to some sort of normal.
Yeah, well, you've got people now, haven't you? Like even in the UK, they're going back to the office. So I was on a job briefing yesterday, and people in the office. It just feels weird. It's like strange seeing people back in the office again. But then you've got other places. Obviously, I think it's down to yourself. A lot of companies now are still up and undecided what they're going to do. I think obviously with businesses in the UK, or especially London, like rent's one of your biggest costs. So I think companies more will be like downsizing, offering remote working because it's just like dominoes. Once one company does it, the other's got to do it because obviously you want that flexibility in your job. If your company don't offer you that, you're just going to leave, and then the company's going to end up losing all the staff. So I do think it's going to be like a domino effect. Even our clients, I think they said they're going to sort of do like 60-40. Obviously, depending on projects, if they've got work, obviously they'll have to come into the office.
Yeah. Okay. So there is starting to become a shift more towards remote working. I guess because we've been in this remote working for long enough to really test it out. Companies are seriously kind of seeing how it could work. So they're starting to shift.
You've got the technology, so you can do it. So at the end, I think it's more the old school mentality, like not putting enough trust into your team. Because you're going to get some people that probably will take the mick and not do as much as they should. But I guess it's down to yourself and how you manage the process.
So things are starting to move more in the UK than they are in Germany.
That's what I feel.
And I guess there's more, like you say, it's more interest in tech because tech has been the thing that we've all depended on throughout this pandemic. So it's kind of people are seeing the value of it and the need for, but getting it right and understanding that kind of.
And I also do data analytics. I think with that, I think businesses probably last year they didn't obviously make as much profit as which they anticipated. I think businesses now will look at new avenues to create more profit. So I think that will generate new roles, new areas. So I think it's going to get a bit busier, pick up towards the end of the year. I think obviously UK is finally out of its lockdown, so things are starting to get back. I think hopefully, touch wood, this will be all over soon, and we'll be moving forward again.
We'll learn from it, whatever it is. We'll keep on learning from it and keep on it, and hopefully be in a better position that we're more balanced in our lives in the way that we do things and stuff like that as well.
And also because it's a new change now, businesses at the start were, what the hell is this? Obviously they've got to change their recruitment processes, and it just takes a little while just to get everything in play. So at the start, there was companies taking a little longer than they should, or maybe you've got to have a lot more conversations. Because sometimes you can't get everyone in at the same time. You'll do it one-on-one instead of doing a I feel always online interviews. I think is strange anyway. So I think. Yeah, I think businesses are going to improve their processes. Obviously, hiring will become quicker as well. And obviously, it benefit everyone.
Yeah. So actually, I hadn't thought about that. That change in the recruitment process that's come as a result of being online may shift things more permanently towards doing it a different way as well, which would be quite interesting to see. Yeah.
Yeah, and also you got to try. I mean, it's obviously hiring is a massive, key part for success of any business, and obviously when you meet face to face, you do get that feel, don't you? Obviously, online you can't do that. So maybe some businesses just don't know. It's just obviously pretty took a while to get used to that, and hopefully things will start sort of moving forward a lot quicker.
Yeah. And so that takes me then to the next question, which is when's going to be a good time? When's the best time to start looking for a new role? And
I'd probably turn it. Well, I think it's down to the person. Are they ready? Or what? I think it's all why you want to move. I think any time's good. Obviously, well, not any time. Last year probably wasn't the best time. But I think it's always been jobs. I think now what you've got is competition. Before, say, pre-COVID, it was more it was role-led market. Now it's more candidate-led market. So it's more competition. So I think you've got to put more. I think you've got prepare more. Obviously.
So by candidate-led market, you mean that the candidates are kind of they're saying
it's more candidates than jobs.
Right. Okay.
I mean, before it's been like more jobs than candidates.
Right.
But
so now it's a bit more challenging to actually find a job. And do you think that might shift or do you think there's a lot of people now thinking about making the move and sort of looking around, and so that makes it a little bit more challenging?
Yeah, I think people will start looking. Obviously, you just had bonus season as well. It tends to build up the candidates. But I think now, obviously, it's going to pretty level itself out because more other businesses, not everyone's like hiring you. Obviously, some businesses have been more affected than others. So I think when that sort of gradually builds up again, there'll be more opportunities, and I think it probably level itself out. But I think it's down to yourself. You've got to just always prepare people for the interviews. Say, like, obviously, if anyone's going for a job, make sure you speak to your recruitment consultant. They'll be able to give you advice. Obviously, they should know their client, what their likes and do's and don'ts. Yeah.
And so I guess if you're looking right now, and it's kind of, there's a lot of people looking for roles, so it's quite competitive, then you've got to really think about how you're selling yourself and what that company needs from you, and make sure that that's in your application and what you're going through. So your value as a recruitment consultant really comes in. You can really help.
And then also, obviously, I don't know how people apply for jobs. Obviously, you've got many different sources. Like LinkedIn's good, but I'd always use several different resources. Reason is, I mean, a lot of businesses, even like top FTSE 250 clients, won't use LinkedIn job posting because it's just more expensive. So I'll just use like a good selection. Like, there's so many out there, like Reed, JobSite, JobServe. Obviously, some focus more depending on your area of discipline. But I'd also, if you see a job ad, I'd just always like try and follow up with the recruitment consultant as well, because they're going to just get inundated, and you could obviously as a recruitment consultant, we can't send like 10 CVs. It's just, and if they get like 100 applications, you want to get to the front of the queue, really, don't you, before they fill up their quota.
So I'm gonna because that was my next question, is the advice for anyone making a move. So it's kind of what I'm hearing here is that it's, if you contact a recruitment consultant and you're interested in a role, then if they don't respond to you, don't take that as a no. Follow up and make sure that they know who you are.
I always advise, like, if you see a job that interests you, just follow up as directly with a recruitment consultant, or even add them on LinkedIn. Because you're going to get inundated, and say if you can only send like 3 CVs to, say, like Moonpig, and I've sent 3 CVs, and then a day later you've got really good profile, but I can't send it. It's just you're going to miss out. So it can be a bit of a chase, but yeah, I think I always make sure to follow up, because then you build out that rapport with the recruitment consultant as well.
And then if I was applying for a job and I saw it advertised, and then sent my CV over to you, but you'd already sent them on to the client, it's like they've got enough.
Just you'd miss out unless they wanted more CVs. So it's just
so then that's
can't be unfair.
But if I then follow up and have a conversation with you, then you might know of other jobs similar that you could then feed
exactly. And then you further down the line, or even with that same business, they might have another job, say 3 weeks down the line, and obviously hopefully the recruitment consultant should remember you, and then you can obviously have that conversation.
Do you have people approach you so they haven't seen a job that you're advertising, but they're just kind of saying, this is who I am, and I'm wondering if you've got anything interested in it? Does that happen quite a lot for you? Or
I mean, obviously I'm building networking every day. Obviously, I think most people will be open to a job move if it's matched. Depends on their needs. Obviously, some people stay, but obviously, I think everyone's going to keep an eye on the market. You don't know if that one job that can change your career or your lifestyle, you're going to do it. So yeah, we're obviously getting people. I mean, a lot of houses, I'm just connecting people. I don't really use job boards or even job adverts. I mean, a lot of them we get. Seen some jobs. I mean, we had like 100 applications, but it was like a 200k job, and we've had like graduates apply for it, and you do get a lot of people that do waste your time, unfortunately. Or they just don't read it. I don't know if they just don't read the job spec, or I don't know. Sometimes don't understand it. Maybe that's a dream job down the line. You do get some random lot of people, and it's clearly not suitable. But yeah, also just network with recruiters that are in your field as well. I think that's key.
Yeah. I think I did a masterclass last night talking about just kind of steps to finding your ideal role. And my third step is kind of, once you know kind of what you're looking for, go out and do your research, go and start talking to people, go and find out what's out there. And I think recruiters is a really good kind of source of kind of going, okay, so this is the sort of thing I'm looking for. This is the kind of salary that I might, is that way out? Is that realistic? What is that's there? And by having that conversation and just starting to network, as you say, and ask those questions, you start to find out, well, okay, this is what I really want. And then they also know what you want, so that when something comes up, they can kind of feed it to you. Yeah,
definitely. That's what I mean. Like, is obviously being organised and remembering people. But yeah, no, I think it's a lot of network. I think networking is key. I think obviously you can do job boards, but obviously we've had successes through job boards, but I think like network. I mean, a lot of it's just like networking, knowing who's in your field.
Yeah, and I guess so that was kind of my final question is, how do recruiters help, and how can you help people? We've kind of covered some of that, but is there anything else that you'd sort of
I think obviously if you see a job, you'll find out more about the business, what they want. Obviously, and the recruitment consultant can aid your application. Maybe you might just add some keywords in your CV, just make some changes. I mean, there's always a typical question is how long should a CV be? It's just, a lot of people say like 2 or 3 pages, but I've sent pages like tech jobs got so much information needs to be on there. So I've had pages like up to like 6-7 pages CVs. But obviously I've had like even clients like Sony in the past. One of the managers, if it was over like 2 or 3 pages, your CV just get down the bin. They wouldn't even read it. So you obviously speak to your recruitment consultant. They should obviously know their client inside out, what they want. They can give advice. And obviously during the process, they'll help you like interview. I always send like an interview document out just so people can help. Obviously some people are good at talking. Some people, especially like speaking online, it's not like I say, it's not face to face. It's different. So obviously practicing, especially in like this market, because it's a lot of competition, but you just want to be as prepared as possible.
Yeah. So the recruitment consultant really helps. They've taken the time out to get to know the company that you're applying to and what they really want. You can really help position someone so that they're ready for that interview, ready to
and also
is what they want, and it will be looked at. Sorry,
yeah, and a job advert's only going to have some information. Obviously, we're going to know a lot more about the client, so they'll be able to give you more information about the job, whether it's going to be suitable for yourself.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're looking, I mean, in a tech, you can normally go down like leadership route or architect route. So it's whether you can get that opportunity. Obviously, new technologies they're going to implement. There's obviously a lot more information. It's just you obviously find out. Because at the end of the day, our job's to obviously save the client time hiring and make sure you stay there. Well, find a job you like and stay there, because companies don't want to waste a lot of money hiring and have to go out and hire again because the roles didn't quite work out.
Yeah, and that's something that you don't always, if you've never been involved in recruitment before, you don't, if you're just applying rather than actually recruiting people, you don't realize how much energy goes into bringing someone in. So the benefit to a company of finding the right person rather than just someone who sort of fits is huge, isn't it? It's not just in monetary, but also in kind of culture and how they grow in the company and everything. But it's so important.
And also time's a bit critical for everyone. No one's got enough time in the day. And people don't want to have to go out and do the interview process again, like hiring. So I always have calls with my client before to understand the job, like all the information, just so we can obviously pass that information on when we do the search for the candidates, make sure it's going to be a good fit for you. Because I've heard stories where people have been like missold jobs, and then 6 months down the line they just go and look for another job, and I just think it's a complete waste of time and people.
Well, because it takes a while to get settled into a job. 6 months, you just start to get going and starting to have an impact, and then to have that move again, and then the company loses out so much, don't they? So
well, it can take, I would say it can take like 6 to 12 months to get someone 110% body with the business, because you've got 1 month to find someone. Then some people are going to have like 3-month notice periods, so that takes up to 4 months, and then it can take like 1 to 3 months to get settled with the business, learn new processes. So it's a long time, and then if you've got to go through that again, it's just your competitors are going to get ahead of you because you're still hiring it. You're still in the same position you were sort of 6 to 12 months ago.
Oh, hang on. I've just been. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just taken me away. Don't know if I disappeared or not, but sorry about that.
Yeah.
Tech. So the thing, I think I love this conversation for me because it's given me loads of insight already into kind of.
So I know we did the diversity chat. Even my job briefing yesterday, there's a lot of clients are investing heavily now in that. So even yesterday said, look, we'll make sure like female is in the interview. Obviously, they want more female applicants, but they're just not there. It's just not enough female people in the tech field. But because I think we had discussed before, where people want to know that they're involved. So a lot of our companies, clients now are invested in that sort of areas as well.
So increasing diversity and making sure that there are more women coming through, and and
that's that information we can just obviously discuss with applicants, because we want to make sure about the role, the culture. Also, you're going to get you can get a man's view, but also you've got the woman's view as well about the business, and it's obviously you've got more information whether it's going to be the right role for you as well.
And I think there is. Well, it's good to know that there's starting to be more of a shift towards actually understanding and making sure that the process, there are women involved in that process as well. And I think that's I've
had it before, even this another interview just with the female leader, just to make it, obviously it's more annoying for me because it's a longer process, but obviously I understand why they're doing it. Obviously make sure it's right as well.
And I guess that's the other thing that you bring as well. You know that's what's going on behind the scenes. So if you see a job advert, you don't necessarily know what the company culture is and whether they they see that potential and they want to change the way that they do things, even if they are male dominated, or when they are male dominated. And so you get to see what they've put into that process, so you can kind of provide insight on that as well. So yeah, that's
definitely.
So I haven't seen any questions coming through. As I said at the beginning, if you've got any questions that you would like to follow up on with within the group, please ask, because I think there's a lot of things that do come through that when you ask the question, it's usually relevant to everyone else as well. So please do ask. But as Ben said, he's also happy to kind of take questions individually, and I'd encourage you to go over and check out Ben's Facebook group as well, the Tech Leaders group, which has got loads of useful stuff in there too. So go and connect and link to Ben, and who knows, do your research and have a chat with him. Make sure he knows you exist and what tools you've got. So that's kind of my advice. So thank you very much, Ben. Is there anything else, that sort of final kind of bit that you'd like not talked about?
I think I've covered it all. I mean, if anyone has any questions, like I say, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to have a chat. And yeah, just enjoy your weekend.
And you, thank you very much. And see you later, everyone.